What's up, guys? It's RCSteveLinks and we're back in the garage with an all-new build video. This is the NWChassisworks Apex chassis for the SCX24, a true high-performance forward skid design with a 20-degree angled skid setup. Guys, we have one here in the shop, so we'll be setting this one up from start to finish. I'll show you guys some of the features packed in and show you guys how I set this up. Stay tuned and enjoy. When you first open up the Apex kit, you will receive the 2 carbon fiber rails, carbon fiber electronics plate, sliders, skid plate, aluminum cross brace, and 3D mag mounts. You'll see here that I have the optional Delrin skid upgrade. As for our components, I went ahead and laid them out. We're going with some Little Guy Racing Parts Super 8 axles. Those have some upgrades like the NSDRC servo, hot racing, oversized brass knuckles, 3-flow, Delrin, Pine skid. For the shocks suspension, we have the Proline big bore shocks for the SCX24. Next, we have the new Cascade motor mount we'll be discussing a little bit more in the video, and as well a set of axial SCX24 drive shafts with the ramp crab drive shaft extender. Some bonus pieces from RC Steve, we have some bumpers, fuel cells, radiators, and of course the Apex link set. Of course, we got to be rolling on 4 tires, so we have a set of RC forged wheels laced up in some J Concepts Bossmans inside with some Flub RC slime ball inserts. Let's go ahead and start this chassis build by starting with the skid plate. Take your lower links and install the lower links using a 12mm screw to install the 4 lower links in the skid plate. For the front lower links, the offset rod ends will help accommodate the spaced out positioning for wider axle setups, such as with hard park axles, or in this case, Little Guy Racing Super 8s. You'll see how the rear link bends are set up with the longer bend in the rear. Let's go ahead and mount our upper links now to the axles. For the rear, you'll want to configure the links in this configuration. That way we can set it up for the outboard link geometry. Forgot to mention, I'm using some 8mm hardware to install the upper links on the servo mounts and the link mounts on the axles. Let's go ahead and install these links now onto the axles. Going ahead and using 8mm hardware as well. And you'll see with the short front end, the offset rod ends really help spread out those front short links. Let's go ahead and move on to the next step, installing our suspension onto the axles. We went ahead and used the Proline Big Bore Racing SCX24 shocks. These are a short length, about 36mm. I do recommend running about 80 weight in these shocks. Once you have those shocks set up, we can move on to the next step. Finally, grabbing our chassis rails and getting those chassis rails installed onto the skid. We're going to temporarily put some screws in without the sliders to go ahead and hold the axles and links in place. That way we can get an idea where we want to lay out the shocks and the upper link positions. So you can see it's looking awesome so far. When setting up the shocks, I recommend picking up some of these Little Guy Racing Parts refuel kit, the M1.4 by 14mm hardware. That hardware gives you enough reach, especially with the Proline Racing big bore shocks, to pass through not only the chassis rails, but to still have enough meat to grab either your chassis brace or 3D printed mag mount. Alrighty guys, here's what I got so far. We have the shocks mounted up now, upper links connected on the front and rear. Here's where we're set up. If you guys want to use the same link setup and same positions as I do, here you guys go. You can check out the shock positions for reference. Really like the shorter Proline shocks or Next Racing shocks for performance. With this whole setup, you don't really need anything much longer to get the articulation and movement that you need. Again, guys, the clearance for the link set is going to be spot on, having your full articulation without any binding up on the links, and plenty of free movement up front to short deadbolt front end. Let's go ahead and pop this transmission in, and we'll share with you guys the unique NWChassisworks Cascade motor mount. Alright, here we have the NWChassisworks Cascade motor mount. This is set up, guys, with stock style transmissions, and it's set up in a reversed orientation. So that means it puts the short output shaft up front for a smoother driveline angle, and the long output shaft in the rear to raise the driveline height for better clearance over rocks and trail obstacles. This mount is also forward-facing motor compatible, even with extreme forward skid setups. That gives you more flexibility in weight distribution and drivetrain tuning. The 12mm bolt spacing ensures a secure fit, while its precision machine 6061 aluminum construction delivers the strength and accuracy needed for competitive crawling or aggressive trail runs. I enjoy this nice centered and raised motor setup. Even with this Apex 20-degree skid angle, when installing it, you'll see that the motor's still slammed in the chassis, almost the same height as the servo, and as well the benefit of that longer rear end output shaft really helps you bring up that whole driveline, increasing the overall rear clearance. Again, guys, the recommended motor is a FuriTech Mini Komodo V2. That's going to give you the long pinion and long motor shaft needed to go ahead and use that. So whether it's a TRX 4M, a Sen 18, or SCX24 version of the Mini Komodo, definitely make sure it is the V2 version of the motor to be used with the Cascade motor mount. Let's go ahead and pop this in the chassis and see how it sets up. Alright, let's check it out so far. So looking really aggressive, guys. Everything's fitting just right. You can see nice and tight up close to the servo, still very low sitting down in the chassis, out of the way of the upper links, regardless of where your shock positions are on the chassis. So an overall sleek setup. Alright, guys, we went ahead and mounted up our wheels and tires. Again, the RC forged wheels with the J Concepts Bossmans, looking so good, providing that extreme clearance on 63mm tires. Drive shafts are installed as well. That ramp crab drive shaft extender, guys, really helps out, and you can run it without a carrier bearing. To go along with the NSDRC RS100 servo and the FuriTech Mini Komodo V2, we're powering those babies up with the VTech ESC Escape 32 edition for the SCX24. This is a brushless ESC, guys. Insane low-end control and modulation on the rocks, as well as we mated it with a FlySky GT5 micro 4-channel receiver and a little handy 3D printed hard case to get everything nice and clean. So let's go ahead and throw these in the chassis and see how everything is set up. Don't forget, guys, try and do your best when it comes to cable management. It really sets off the whole build and can make or break that final look and appearance. So now that we have pretty much everything set up, we can get a good look at it, check articulation, check for any binding. The whole setup is super clean, guys. Plenty of breakover clearance with that 20-degree angled skid. The Delrin skid should add a nice extra slippery touch underneath. And of course, extreme steering provided by the +8mm axle shafts from RC Steve, and some nice droop configuration with those Proline shocks. We have a little bit of room in the back for some activities, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and dress this chassis up with some RCSteve scale accessories. We have the scale fuel cell and the scale radiator. Not only do these look cool, these double as some awesome chassis braces to stiffen up those chassis, as well guys, those front and rear bumpers. Let's get this fuel cell on, guys. You simply just want to slide it in between the chassis rails and find an available mounting hole. There will be a few holes on the sides of the fuel cell to simply install on both sides of the chassis rails. Like I said guys, this doubles as an additional chassis stiffener. We went ahead and installed the radiator in the back end to be used as a chassis brace, as well as add that scale radiator look for the bug body that I plan on installing. Should look nice as I kind of trim the body to have that radiator peeking underneath. And totally guys, forgot to install the rear bumper. So here's the next clip showing that we went ahead and removed that hardware and just installed some longer hardware. That way we can go through the bumper, chassis rails, and to cinch down on that radiator. I love the bumpers to give me that extra bit of departure performance, as well as some protection to the Lexan body. And there we have it guys. The Apex chassis build is finally completed and set up, pretty much ready for the rocks, or pretty much ready for anything you throw at it. Again guys, you can see plenty of breakover clearance, an extreme forward skid design. The 20-degree angled skid will really help with this. There will be an additional add-on guys for a carrier bearing support, as well as don't forget to pair your Apex with the Cascade motor plate. If you guys enjoyed this build setup, let me know in the comments what you think of the Apex chassis. Is it something for you? Let me know if you are looking for next level control, clearance, and confidence in every line that you take. If you guys enjoy these type of build setup videos, let me know down in the comments or leave me a like. That'll definitely help me understand what you guys are interested in seeing over on this channel. And if you guys do want to see more build setup videos, let me know. Which chassis do you guys want me to set up next? I'll be getting this one for sure in an upcoming video on the rocks, so stay tuned for that. And let's go, baby. Thank you so much for tuning in. I had a blast building this one up, and can't wait to see you guys on the trails with an Apex chassis as well. Check out the links in the description for some of the parts used in this build setup. Feel free to use the links, as it does help out the channel and support the small business RC companies. Leave a subscribe guys, hit that like button, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on the next video that I release, whether it's a build setup or running footage video. Thank you guys again, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.